Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively, the $400 million legal war that just took a shocking turn. What if I told you that the director of It Ends With Us, Justin Baldoni, just lost his massive $400 million lawsuit against his own co-star, Blake Lively, not because of a judge's ruling, but because he simply missed the deadline to appeal? That's right. After months of explosive headlines, leaked court filings, and tense legal back and forths, Baldoni's countersuit has collapsed. And now Hollywood is watching closely, because this case isn't just about two celebrities at war. It's about power, accountability, and how far someone will go to protect their name when the cameras stop rolling. Let's break down exactly what happened and why this legal battle could change Hollywood forever. Our story starts on the set of It Ends With Us, the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling romance novel. Justin Baldoni wasn't just acting in the movie, he was directing and producing it through his company, Wayfarer Studios. Blake Lively, meanwhile, was cast as the lead, a huge role in one of the year's most anticipated films. But according to reports from the New York Times and People, the collaboration between Baldoni and Lively quickly deteriorated. What began as creative tension reportedly turned into something much darker, with accusations of verbal abuse, intimidation, and inappropriate conduct on set. By late 2024, Blake Lively had filed a lawsuit against Baldoni, accusing him of creating a hostile work environment, harassment, and launching a smear campaign to discredit her. She was joined by her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, who claimed that Baldoni's actions had also damaged her wife's reputation and career. In response, Baldoni came out swinging. He filed a $400 million countersuit against Lively and Reynolds, accusing them of defamation, extortion, and malicious interference. He even added the New York Times to the list, claiming the newspaper had published false and defamatory statements that portrayed him as an abuser. According to court documents, Baldoni said the allegations were a calculated PR move, designed to destroy his name and take control of the film's narrative. It wasn't just about reputation, it was about hundreds of millions of dollars in potential damages, brand deals, and studio partnerships that he claimed to have lost. But in June 2025, the case hit a major wall. On June 9, 2025, U.S. District Judge Louis J. Lyman dismissed Baldoni's countersuit. The court ruled that the statements Blake Lively made in her original complaint were protected under litigation privilege, meaning they couldn't be used as the basis for a defamation case. The judge also found that Baldoni had failed to provide clear evidence that any of the alleged statements were false or made with actual malice. In simple terms, even if Blake Lively's accusations were damaging, the law protects people who speak out during legal proceedings, as long as those statements are connected to their case. Still, Judge Lyman gave Baldoni a small window of opportunity. He was allowed to amend his complaint and refile a narrower version of his claims related to business contracts. It was a lifeline, a chance to keep the case alive, but that lifeline didn't last long. According to E! News and Reuters, Baldoni's legal team missed the deadline to amend or appeal the case. They didn't file on time. The court had even issued a warning, asking him to explain why a final judgment shouldn't be entered. But once again, no response came before the deadline expired. So by late October, the judge officially closed the case. A final judgment was entered, meaning Baldoni's $400 million countersuit was dead. For Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, it was a huge legal win. For Justin Baldoni, it was an embarrassing procedural loss, not because of what the judge said, but because of what his lawyers didn't do. Here's the catch. Blake Lively's original lawsuit is still alive. In fact, her case is heading toward a March 2026 trial date in federal court, which means Justin Baldoni will still have to face those initial allegations, the ones that sparked this entire war in the first place. And according to court filings, Lively's attorneys are also seeking to recover legal fees and damages connected to defending against Baldoni's failed counterclaims. So while he may have lost his countersuit, Baldoni isn't out of the courtroom yet, and the most explosive part of this story might still be coming. To outsiders, this may look like just another celebrity feud gone too far, but lawyers and entertainment insiders say it represents something much bigger, a turning point for accountability in Hollywood. Over the past few years, the industry has seen a wave of lawsuits involving workplace misconduct, power abuse, and defamation. What's different now is the scale and the money. When lawsuits hit the hundreds of millions, the courtroom becomes a stage, and every filing becomes part of the public narrative. The Baldoni-Lively case exposes how reputation and revenue are tightly bound together in modern Hollywood. A single allegation can tank a project, sink sponsorships, and shift studio alliances overnight. For actors and producers, the legal system isn't just about justice, it's about survival. And for audiences, it raises a difficult question. When we see these stories unfold, are we witnessing truth or just another scripted performance? Baldoni's failure to meet his court deadlines may sound like a technicality, but it's a reminder that in the world of law, just like in film, timing is everything. One missed cue can change the entire story. Meanwhile, Blake Lively has continued working, reportedly focusing on new projects while staying quiet about the case publicly. Ryan Reynolds, too, has maintained a low profile on the matter, leaving statements to their legal team. Baldoni, for his part, has been spotted in Los Angeles, but hasn't commented since the dismissal became final. With the 2026 trial date looming, many in Hollywood are bracing for a high-profile showdown, one that could put the balance of power, privacy, and publicity on trial all at once. Because, in this story, there are no scripts, no retakes, only the real-life consequences of fame, power, and pride. And this has been your in-depth breakdown of the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively legal saga.